Hey guys, I am mad at myself because I didn't record the beginning of our class today. So I'm going to go through what I went through with class about our lab. So first, I just want to show you I have a little bit of color coding going on that'll hopefully help you keep track of why things are going from one table to another. So in my tables, I've got my river 1 and my river 2 samples. This is where I'm going to put all of the different bugs that I find in each sample. And then when I want to go and analyze this data, everything from this column that's purple is going to go into this table here because this is about river 1. And then the things that are in this column are going to go into this table because this is about river 2. And then specifically, my trial 1 river 1 is going to go in row 1 because this is referring to sample 1. My trial 2, or sorry, I have these colors wrong. This is trial 2 river 1. Yeah, trial 2 river 1. So that goes here. So I need to fix this. This is river 2 sample 1. This is river 2 sample 2. So that's where all our information is going. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my samples, and I'm only going to do 4. Your 4 can be different, should be different from mine because you're going to have different samples. So you'll have 8 samples total, 4 from river 1 and 4 from river 2, but I'm just going to do 2 in this video to get you started. So first I'm going to click and I'm going to write down every organism that I have in this sample. So I see 1 crayfish. I see 1, 2, 3 aquatic worms. And I'm going to go ahead and make my life a little easier. I'm going to write what group they're in as I go. Those are group 3. My crayfish is group 2. And I see, who else? Let's see, I see a damselfly larva, which is in group 2. And you don't have to put these parentheses in. It's just going to make my life easier when I get into the next part. And I see 1 scud. I think that's a funny word. Okay, group 2. Oh, and I have also a black fly larva. Almost missed him. Okay, that's everybody. All right, next in river 1. So I'm still in river 1, but now I'm on my second sample. So now, I don't know if I hit it, so I'm going to hit it again just to be sure. I have 1 crayfish, 2 black fly larvae, crayfish is in group 2, and I've got 1 dragonfly nymph, group 2. Who else do I got? I got 1 leech, gross, and I've got a scud and an aquatic worm. A lot of biodiversity in this one. Okay, and then you would continue on and do your other 2 samples as well, but I'm going to skip ahead and move into river 2 now. Okay, so my first river 2 sample, I've got 2 damselfly larvae, and they're in group 2. I've got 1 mayfly, which is really gross looking, and I feel like if I ran into it, I would be scared of it. But I love bugs, so maybe not. 1 stonefly, group 1. So I'm seeing more group 1 organisms here. I wonder if maybe this is a healthier river. I say that and then immediately see one from group 3. So who knows? We'll see. One blackfly larva is group 2 or group 3. I already got my damselflies. Let's see, I also see a leech and then one aquatic worm. And they're both in group 3. All right, I'm going to do one more sample. Here I've got one damselfly larva, group 2, one caddisfly, which is group 1, 2 leeches, and a dragonfly nymph. Okay, so now I'm done with taking my samples. Again, you're going to have 4 for each river. And now I'm going to go ahead and fill in the first part of my analysis. So I'm going to go through and write how many of each group do I have in each sample. So in my first sample of river 1, that's going to go here. So this is collection 1, river 1. So that information is going to go in this row. So group 1, I've got 0. I don't have any group 1 organisms. Group 2, I've got 2. Plus this one, I've got 3 actually. I didn't see that one. And for group 3, 1, and then this is 3 of them. So I've got 4 total group 3 organisms here. Okay, and then my next group 1 sample comes from here. So I've got, let's see, 1, I don't think I have any group 1s again. Group 2, I've got the crayfish plus the dragonfly nymph plus the scud. So I've got 3 here. And my group 3s, I've got 2 here plus 1 plus 1. So I've got 4. Oh, same numbers. That's interesting. Okay, so that's river 1. And then again, I would do the same for my next sample and my next sample. And then I'm going to add up the total I have of each type from all 4 of my samples in this river. So here I'm going to add up and I've got 0. Here I've got 3 plus 3 gives me 6. And here I've got 4 and 4 gives me 8. All right. And then for river 2, now I'm going to do the same analysis. First, I'm going to go for my group 1 organisms. I've got 1 mayfly plus 1 stonefly. That's it. So I've got 2. Next of my group 2 organisms in this sample, I've got 2. And that's it. And then my group 3 organisms, this has a typo. This should say 3. For my group 3s, I've got 1, 2, 3. All right, last one. For these guys, I've got 1 caddisfly, and that's it. So I've got 1 group 1. Group 2, I've got 1, 2. And group 3, I have 2. Add them up again. Here I've got 3, 4, and 5. So right away, I have an indicator in my head. I see more group 1 organisms, and I know that the group 1 organisms indicate a healthier river because they're really sensitive to pollution. So I feel like maybe river 2 looks healthier in this case. Again, it may not be if that's how your numbers came out. But now I'm going to get a score to say for sure. So I'm going to add my score up. Because these are the ones that indicate a healthier river, these group 1 organisms, they count for only 1 point. And then because these guys indicate a less healthy river, they're going to bump my score up higher. And a higher score means a less healthy river. So these are each worth 3 points 2 points, 1 point. Same for river 2, 3, 2, and 1 point. So I have 0 plus 0 plus 0. Oh, sorry, no, I have 1 0 times, so I'm not going to add any 1s. And then I have 6 2s, so I could say 2 plus, where am I writing? Oops. So for river 1, I'm adding up these numbers, this times 1, plus this times 2, plus this times 3, or I could write it as repeated addition like this. So I could write 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus, and then these guys are each worth 3. So I'm going to have 8 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and the other way I can write that is 0 times 1 plus 6 times 2 plus 3, what times 3? 8 times 3. It doesn't matter. You can write it either way. Both are fine and both mean the same thing and will give you the same number. So let's see, 8 times 3 is 24, plus 12 is 36. So this is my score for my first river. That's pretty high for only half my samples. Okay, and now we'll do the next one. So I have 3 times 1. And I'm not going to write the repeated addition this time, but you're welcome to do it that way. Plus 4 times 2 plus 5 times 3. So for each one of these, each 5 of these, they count as 3 points. For each of these, they count as 2. And for each of these, they count as 1. So I could write 1 plus 1 plus 1, plus then 4 2s, plus then 5 3s, but I'm going to write it this way. So that's going to give me, let's see, 15 plus 8 plus 3, 26. And now I'm going to draw conclusions. So I'm going to say, do I accept or reject my hypothesis? Now my hypothesis said, let's go back up and look. If I sample bugs in both rivers, then I think river 1 will be cleaner because it is less urban, and therefore I think it will have less pollution. I thought this would be the cleaner one, okay? Well, my score indicates that this is the healthier one. So I'm going to say, reject my hypothesis because river 2 had a lower score, meaning it was the cleaner river. And then you want to talk about why you think that. So I think river 2 was actually cleaner because, and then this part, we're kind of making a guess. We're saying, well, why would it be that? Why would that be my result? So maybe I think it's because being in the city, there are people taking care of the river more. That's my best guess. Maybe farming caused more pollution than the buildings did and the boats did. So maybe I could say I think it's cleaner because there may actually be less pollution in the city than there would be from local farms. So I want to put some sort of reason as to why I think that my hypothesis was either something that I could accept or reject. And then if you're curious how you're going to be graded on this assignment, that is all listed right here as well. This column indicates getting full points. This column is what you would get half points for.